I didn't know her.
No, I didn't know her neither, but just because you're there with her, and it's never nice to see anyone go home. Like, I mean, alright, when the 81 was kind of everyone was like, it's a bit of a lottery for a lot of people. But when we were there and we were 6 and everyone's like, right, got 50-50 chance really of getting in, and they've got to go home, it's not cool. It's so weird though, like, because everyone had been talking about Sam Pepper even before I come in.
Really?
Yeah, like, Iffy was telling us when we met her. She was just like, we met her briefly, and she was just like, everyone talked about Sam Pepper the whole time in the house.
Yeah.
He's probably been the most talked about housemate without actually being in the house.
Yeah. I knew him briefly because I met him down in London when I went for the audition. So I'd seen him in there, and I remember going home and saying to my family, like, I met this really cool guy, I think he could win Big Brother. Obviously I didn't know he wasn't going to get in at the beginning. But he was a cool guy, I could see how cool he was.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him at the 80-odd, I wasn't surprised. And John said to me he was going to get in, and I said, he'll get in. And when he didn't get in, I was like, that's a bit unusual. I wasn't surprised he did when he came in. It's funny, the two of the people I picked out with John didn't get in on the launch night, but then got in after. Even though Ronnie the Rizzler for an appearance, you know, Ronnie the Rizzler. He was there with the little dwarf.
Yeah.
And then here he is.
Yeah. It's weird though, man. Like, it's definitely something that I've learned in it, because I thought, like, when I saw you, like, and a lot of people, like, you judge them on like face value. In a monk's robe, he's not wearing any bloody shoes. He's just going around laughing like hysterically at the top of his head. I was like, this guy must be a wacko. You know what I mean? And then it's definitely something that you learn, that it doesn't matter, like, got to get to know people before you can make any kind of judgment or decision about anyone.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think everyone should do, like, on the outside world. But generally, people tend to do the opposite, and like me included, probably at some points, a lot of times in my life, I've like judged people before getting to know them, and it's.
That was a difficult thing for me the first 3 weeks. Everyone totally misunderstood me.
Yeah.
I must have had like 10 nominations each of the first 3 weeks.
Really?
Oh yeah, I would have had a hammering. I reckon I would have had between 7 and 10 votes each week. Totally unjustified. No one like got to know me or anything. People just judged me and misjudged me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I knew that would be the case before I came in. I said to Donna, I said, look, if I can get through the first 3 weeks and people get to know me, I'll be okay. But I said, those first 3 weeks, if the public don't vote me out. So the save and replace thing was like massive for me, because two of the three, I saved myself.
Yeah.
And then I think the second one, obviously, Jovan had done enough to really pee the public off.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to get the vote because he'd peed them off.
Yeah.
So once I got through them first 3 weeks, it was like, it was okay, you know? Because people in the house knew me then, and
yeah,
it wasn't easy, dude.
It does take a while as well, like you say, for your real personality, for people to get to know you. That's why it's been hard for me, because the first 2 weeks that I was here, you do start to, like, you just like come in, you just try to get to know people. You don't like go all guns blazing like Sammy Pepper. Like, I know he does, and that's fine, because that's the kind of person he is. But usually, like, it takes people all the time to settle into their surroundings, work people out. Other people are trying to work you out and see what you're all about. And so that's why I don't think I've been like as lively in that as I would if I'd have been at the start. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it takes a while for you to settle in, and because I had 2 weeks settling in period, I now had 2 weeks kind of like just being normal, and when people have kind of got to know you now, that's the only thing I do wish, that because I'd have been here from the start to to meet all these people and to really, like, for people to have really seen everything about me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because no matter what we say, like, even though, like, you lot have been in here, some of you 10, 11 weeks together, you still don't know each other completely.
Yeah.
Like, you're never ever going to know each other completely until you're in the outside world and you see what everyone's like out there as well.
Yeah.
You can know each other to a certain point in here and be like, okay, they're a good person, blah blah blah. But you're not gonna completely know them until you get out of there and you're in your normal surroundings.
Hmm. I think some people in their normal surroundings would be totally different to what they are.
It's like me and like John was saying to Mario. Like, I think Mario will be one of the most loyal and like decent friends out there. Like, he's a bit eccentric in here, which he probably is on the outside a little bit. Oh, it's right there next to the light. You see it in the corner? That big light. You can see it. Yeah.
Off over to Remy now.
Is that a magpie?
Yeah, he's down.
Morning, Mr. Magpie.
Oh, Maggie May. Oh, Maggie.
He's probably looking for his partner. They always fly in pairs, don't they? That's
Yeah,
bad.
bunch-
1 for
usually
sorrow,
bunch
2
of
for
them,
joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy. I don't know what the rest are.
A little bit of sorrow kicking through.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. He's banging on the old mic.
They're nasty pieces of work, dude.
Are they?
Yeah, they're one of the worst types of vermin you can get, that old magpie there.
They decimate the songbird population. Big
Yeah?
time. Yeah. And lambs. Peck the eyes out the lambs, they get half a chance. Nasty piece of work. I don't like them. Yeah, that's right. That's dead right, that is.
Yeah.
People would be totally like Kiva, for instance. I know Kiva wouldn't have been the way she was in here on the outside.
No, I reckon like a lot of people that have been in here that people didn't get on with, in the outside world, it'll be completely different.
Yeah.
Completely. Like, I mean, I said to John and that. Like, about people or little things that wind you up, but only because you're living with each other 24/7. And I said, if I was living with my mates 24/7, like people that I've been friends with for years, like my best friends, if I was living with them 20. I've just met. Of course, it's going to be. It's going to be hard. On that microphone.
Probably thinks it's a bit of flipping roadkill or something.
I don't know, a bit long, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thing is, as well, they don't just put you in a house with like 14 people you don't know. They put you in a house with 14 flipping lunatics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're put in it to wind each other up.
Yeah. That's the thing. We weren't put all in here to get on all the time. Not necessarily all of us were supposed to hate each other. We were supposed to clash. Fall out and...
Yeah, that's right. Living with each other in an intense environment.
Yeah.
With all them cameras on you and stuff. It's flipping mad. I do it all over again now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I told you about that programme I saw, what they did after they were famous. It was like the first 7 Big Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And every single one that they interviewed, even the ones that had a bad time, like that nasty Nick or whatever, they all turned around and said, I wouldn't change anything, and if I had the chance, I'd do it all over again.
Yeah.
There wasn't one, I don't think, that said it wrecked their life or it was negative for them. Or all of them loved it. And that's what pretty much made my mind up. Do you know what I mean? That I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, for me, it was intimidating watching, like, people running around naked, and massive arguments, and I was watching it, and, like, it was right outside my box. It was like, I remember me and my wife in bed watching it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what have I signed myself up for? And she said, oh, I'll just turn it off, go to bed.